today, we get this news that Trump comes out and he's like, I just ended the war in Palestine. He's like doing a victory lap. Give me my Nobel Peace Prize. Did he end it? Did Trump just end the war between Israel and Palestine? That's the headlines. That is what everyone is saying. Just for quick reference, this was Trump's third ultimatum of the year. Third ultimatum. The first time, it was kind of haphazardly put out there. Second time, he did it. And Hamas, this time, responded again. And they put out this long, polished statement of exactly, we'll get into the statement. They said things like, oh, we appreciate Trump's efforts. And they agreed to a ceasefire. They agreed to let humanitarian aid in. They agreed to swap all the hostages for Palestinian prisoners. Even agreed to step aside and let neutral technocrats run Gaza. That's what they said in their statement. We'll break it down. And it sounds like a pretty big deal, right? But there's a catch. There's a little bit of a catch. When it comes down to the actual meat of the deal, the future of Gaza, recognition, the final peace terms, they kind of pushed it off. They said, oh, we need to wait for a unified Palestinian framework sometime later. In the Middle East, in Middle East politics, that basically means never. So if you strip away all the fluff, all kind of the political pandering, the thank yous and the consultations, the bottom line is Hamas, they basically said, no. We'll break it down. We'll break it down, including what my theories are on what I really think is going on. But first, I want to start here. I want to start at the top, okay? This was Trump's tweet from March. Shalom Hamas means hello and goodbye. You can choose. Release all the hostages now, not later, and immediately return all the dead bodies to people you murdered, or it is over for you. Only sick and twisted people keep bodies. And you are sick and twisted. I am sending Israel everything it needs to finish the job. Not a single Hamas member will be safe if you don't do as I say. Release the hostages now, or they will be held to pay later. And he gave it a 72-hour window, I believe, at that time in March. That was in March. They came to the table, Israel and Hamas, and said, okay, here, we'll come up with this plan and this a 3-step plan or 4-step plan in order to make the ceasefire and make all the terms happen. Hamas returned some hostages. Israel returned a few hostages. And then Israel kind of reneged on the deal and the whole thing fell apart and everyone just kind of ignored it. At least you didn't ignore it. I didn't ignore it. But the rest of the world were like, oh, I guess it didn't happen. Ultimatums are meaningless if you're not willing to follow through. The more times you give an ultimatum and you don't follow through, your ultimatums become like, it's just political pandering at that point. No one takes you seriously any longer. So Trump does this. And that was March. That was 7 months ago now. And we come to today. We come all the way today. And he does it again. Again. Hamas has been a ruthless and violent threat for many years in the Middle East. They have killed, culminating with October 7th massacre in Israel, babies, women, children, old people, and many young people, women, boys, and girls getting ready to celebrate the future lives together. As retribution for the October 7th attack on civilization, more than 25,000 human soldiers have already been killed. Blah, 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 blah. Release all the hostages now, all of them, including the bodies of those that are dead. Now. Agreement must be reached with Hamas by Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Washington, D.C. time. This is your last chance. All hell. If this last chance agreement is not reached, all hell, like no one has ever seen before, will break out against Hamas. There will be peace in the Middle East one way or the other. So Trump put this out today, earlier in the day. And it's like, okay, another ultimatum. Is it going to do anything this time? Curious. What will happen if he puts out another ultimatum? You have 72 hours till Sunday. Will people comply? Okay. Hamas responds because that's what they do. They respond. Out of keenness to the aggression and genocide being carried out against our steadfast people in Gaza Strip, and stemming from the national responsibility and defense of the constant rights and higher interests of the people, the Islamic resistance movement Hamas has conducted in-depth consultations within its leadership institutions, broad consultation with Palestinian forces and factions, and consultations with brothers, mediators, and friends in order to reach a responsible position in dealing with U.S. President Donald Trump's plan. So what do? The first thing that they do is they put on the record, which is hilarious because Donald Trump actually is the one that reposted this. Did we think that there would be a world where Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and the White House are retweeting Hamas, by the way? Interesting. I put this out in the world. And basically they're saying, look, because of the aggression and the genocide, by reposting, you're kind of almost alleging that there is a genocide going on, which is because of the genocide and what's going on, we've decided that we're going to have a discussion. Okay. Hamas appreciates the Arab, Islamic, and international efforts, as well as efforts of the United States President Donald J. Trump, calling for the end of the war in the Gaza Strip, the exchange of prisoners, the immediate entry of aid, the rejection of occupation of the Strip, and the rejection of displacement of our Palestinian people from it. Thank you, Trump. We appreciate you. You are a great guy. Oh, by the way, we'll do the exchange of prisoners, but we'll also take the humanitarian aid that you guys have been blocking off. We reject the rejection of the occupation of the Strip, meaning IDF must leave, and rejection of the displacement of our Palestinian people from it. And you can't kick our people out, so you can build your luxury condos, hotels, etc. Palestinian people are going to stay. That's basically what they're saying. Within the framework and in a manner that achieves an end of the war and with full withdrawal of the Strip, the movement announces its approval of releasing all occupation prisoners. Will give back the hostages, both living and remains, according to the exchange formula contained in President Trump's proposal with necessary field conditions for implementing the change, with conditions we'll discuss later, is what they say. This movement affirms its readiness to immediately enter through the mediators into negotiations to further discuss the details. And we will go back to the table and discuss. All other issues, including President Trump's proposal concerning the future of the Gaza Strip and inalienable rights of the Palestinian people, this is tied to a collective national position in accordance with relevant international laws and resolutions to be discussed within a comprehensive Palestinian national framework in which Hamas will be included and will contribute with full responsibility. Everything else after we do the prisoner exchange, Hamas is saying, we want a seat at the table and we want the ability to decide. We are not leaving. We are not leaving. We want to be involved. We will disarm, but we want to be involved in what's going on. Basically, they said, hey, you know how people in the world want the war to end? We'll end it. We will end the war. But you know all these conditions that we've been asking for? Which is removal of IDF, the fact that the Palestinians can stay, the fact that the Hamas can stay involved in the politics of Palestine, we're keeping that one. The interesting thing about this is that those conditions that Hamas is refusing to comply to are the only conditions really that Israel wants. That's what Israel wants. Israel wants the Palestinians out. They want IDF in. And they want to be able to control everything going on there. They want to be in charge of the rebuilding. Genocide. Okay? So that is what the response was. Basically, Hamas says, yeah, no. Yeah, well, it's like, yeah, you're a great president. You're amazing. You're awesome. And yeah, we want peace. But all that other stuff that Israel wants, we're not going to do it. Okay. Okay. Trump responds, based on the statement just issued by Hamas, I believe they are ready for a lasting peace. Israel must immediately stop the bombing of Gaza so we can quickly get the hostages out safely. Right now, it's far too dangerous to do that. Okay, it's too dangerous to do that. They're admitting that it is not a safe area. We are already discussing on details to be worked out. This is not about Gaza alone. This is about a long-sought peace in the Middle East. Fair. He even put out a video.
I want to thank the countries that helped me put this together. Qatar, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, and so many others. So many people fought so hard. This is a big day. We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down in concrete. Very importantly, I look forward to having the hostages come home to their parents and having some of the hostages, unfortunately, you know the condition they're in, come home likewise to their parents because their parents wanted them just as much as though that young man or young woman were alive. So I just want to let you know that this is a very special day, maybe unprecedented in many ways. It is unprecedented, but thank you all. And thank you all to those great countries that helped. We were given a tremendous amount of help. Everybody was unified in wanting this war to end and seeing peace in the Middle East. And we're very close to achieving that. Thank you all, and everybody will be treated fairly.
Dude, am I crazy? Is the President of the United States putting out AI videos? Am I just so black-pilled that I can't even believe that this video is real? I mean, the idea is real, and like the words are real because this is an official statement. But did they really do an AI Trump to respond to maybe the most controversial war in the world? Did they really use AI for that? Because, dude, that'd be crazy. Is this AI? Do you guys think this is I think it's AI. That I can't even like listen to the words. I can't even take what he's saying as seriously because that's not him. Dude, we've seen pictures of him. He's looking old. Either they ran this through like a ton of filters and, you know, like photoshopped, whatever. He's AI. People in the comments like, it's auto pen AI. How is this different? How is this different than Biden having executive orders and pardons signed by AutoPen versus the President of the United States putting out official diplomatic statements using AI? Dude, I don't think this is real. And I'm trying to think about this Hamas thing. I'm trying to think about this Palestine thing. I'm trying to think about this Israel thing. And I can't get over the fact that the President of the United States is using AI. I don't know. You guys can let me know. Maybe leave in the comments somewhere. I don't know I don't know if that's real or it's AI. Dude, that looks pretty AI to me. So that's his video. He's basically going around doing a victory lap, telling the world, the White House tweets it, the press secretary tweets it, the president tweets it, the vice president tweets it, all of Con Inc., they all tweet it. Trump has ended the war. Let's give him the Nobel Peace Prize. Hey, brush it off. Let's give it to him because he just ended the war. Okay? I found this little infographic today. Hamas response, this is what they've agreed to and what they didn't agree to. What they agreed to the ceasefire, the prisoner exchange, they agreed to an Israeli withdrawal, they agreed to humanitarian aid, hostage return, the non-annexation, meaning Israel cannot annex Gaza, and no expulsion. You can't remove the Palestinians. That's what they agreed to. What they didn't agree to is terror-free zone, international stabilization force. You can't bring in another military to do it. No Hamas role, meaning that they want to be involved. International oversight. They want the government to be run by Palestinians, and they want the Palestinians to have the ability to vote. Economic vision, dialogue mechanisms, border control, technocratic governance. These are all the things that they rejected. I feel like Trump going around telling everyone that he solved this, maybe it's a little premature. But, okay. Because Israel, they're not going to like this. But Netanyahu, he's not going to like this. We're in a Spider-Man meme. Everyone's pointing at each other. And we're going to find out very soon who's in charge. We're going to find very soon that if Trump goes out to the world and says, no, I'm against Israel, because that's clearly against what Israel wants, do things change? We're going to find out. I think we find out very soon. Okay. So what do I really think is going on? 3 theories. I have 3 theories, maybe a number 4. 3 theories. Theory number one. Some of you guys may not like this. Theory number 1. Is Trump really playing 4D chess? Is it possible? Have we been clowning him and making fun of him all this time, only to find out that maybe he actually knows what he's doing? Is he playing 4D chess? He's outplaying Bibi. He's putting out the narrative against knowing that Bibi will not like this. He's trying to get ahead of the narrative, put global pressure on Bibi, because the rest of the world is already saying, oh my gosh, this is great. This is a great deal. We should all do it. Knowing again full well that Israel and Bibi Netanyahu will not like this deal. And he's going out there, he's putting it out there so that Bibi, all the pressure is now on Bibi, and Trump just joined the other side. Is that possible? Is Trump really playing 4D chess? You got to at least put that possibility in your mind. If there is a board of possibilities, it may not, for you guys, be the most likely theory, but we're putting it on the board. It's a theory.
I found some web results. I can show them if you ask again from your iPhone.
Oh my gosh, Siri. Okay. Theory number 2. Is Hamas playing 4D chess? They saw this ultimatum as an opportunity, and they intentionally gave this politically vague answer, knowing that Trump actually needed a win. They're trying to force the onus on Israel, force the United States to react. And they did this whole thing intentionally, knowing that Trump cannot say no. He knows that maybe they know that Trump actually can't fulfill his ultimatum. Maybe they know that he can't actually go in guns blazing and like, oh yeah, we agree. You're the best. You're awesome. And then at the end, they're like, oh yeah, but no. Did Hamas play Trump? It's a theory. Put it on the board. It's a possibility. We'll find out. Theory number 3.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Did Israel get what they really wanted? Is this all according to Israel's actual plan? They were able to fully infiltrate the United States, to fully infiltrate the United States government, the presidency. They got their hands on TikTok, media companies, all the different fight leaks. They get to install chapters of the Zionist movement throughout all the college campuses via TPUSA. They get to fully vet out and create their propaganda machine. And now they're like, oh yeah, there's a lot of heat on us. Let's just back off and make it look like the world's getting a win. But it doesn't actually matter because we've already infiltrated as deep as we originally wanted to go right now. We'll make them think that we are being a little weak. Maybe we're being a little coy. Maybe that they are making progress. But really, we got our hands deep in where we want them. And we actually don't have this need for this war anymore. We've milked this October 7th narrative to its maximum. People aren't falling for it. People are actually getting more mad about it. We've got our system and machine in place. Let's back up. That's a theory. That is a very possible theory. Throw that on the board. Trump is playing 4D chess. Hamas is playing 4D chess. Israel is playing 4D chess. Alternate theory. Theory number 4. They're all in this together. They're all in it together. The whole thing is a script. The whole thing is a show. The whole thing is theatrics. They're all in bed with one another. Hamas and the leaders of Hamas are going to get paid from this new Gaza that eventually gets built. They're like, hey, we're going to tokenize it. We're going to do a digital token. And we're going to build all these data centers and hotels. And do you know what? Hamas, you guys can get a couple of suites. You guys are going to get paid. We heard there's a lot of gas and oil off the coast. We have the equipment. We can go and raid it all together. You get paid. I get paid. He gets paid. We're all going to get paid. Alternate theory number 4. They're all in it together. What do I think? What I think is what I've always thought, which is that the world is a show. Politics is a show. Global politics is a show. War is not about physical war, but what it is, it's a war over your mind, propaganda war. It's a narrative war. And the whole thing is scripted in order to get us all to merge into the machine, plug straight into the matrix, become batteries to fuel their system. That's what I think. But what do you think? Is Trump playing 4D chess? Is Hamas playing 4D chess? Is Israel playing 4D chess? Or are they all just screwing you together?